Alright guys, I'm at my favorite spot, the daggone gas station. Probably gonna be about $70 to fill this joint up. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, man. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, guys, everybody's been talking about, dealers can't sell the Hellcats. Even I've been making videos about, dealers not being able to sell Hellcats. But let me ask y'all something. I also get a lot of comments, and not necessarily on my videos, but on other people's videos about the 300C. The interior is old looking. Now, I must say, it is a little outdated, but most people who drive these cars don't necessarily care about the interior. I think we buy these cars mainly for the power, the styling of the outside of the car, and just the whole experience of having a V8 Hemi. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of things that this car could have had that Chrysler definitely dropped the ball on. They added a lot of stuff that was that's cool, but not really necessary, like heated and cool cup holders. I think that's super cool, but I could do without that if they could have updated some of the other stuff inside of the car. But for the most part, I'm happy with the way the inside of this car looks. I think they did a good job, but I just think there's people that just ultimately just hate on Chrysler and Dodge just because of their past. Because when you walk up to a Charger now, unless it's a Hellcat, but like it's a regular Scatpack, you look at the inside, you're like, it's really starting to look outdated. But I think people don't care. That's not the reason why these cars aren't selling. The main reason why these cars aren't selling is because of the markups and how they raised the prices on these cars over the last couple of years. And the fact that the interest rates are so high, people can't afford to buy them.
These Dodge Chrysler Jeep dealership, shoppers have options.
We have a great selection of everything, and it's unusual. I mean, we haven't had a good selection of anything.
There's a strong correlation between vehicle pricing and inventory. Roughly speaking, the more cars on the lot, the more the dealer might be forced to consider discounts, or a manufacturer might offer incentives to move vehicles.
It's not great for us, and it's not ideal for the consumer if you buy a car today and then 2 months from now you see that car advertised for $6,000 less than you just paid.
Nowadays, what we can see is a return to incentives advertising.
If they keep raising rates and the manufacturers don't respond, sales are going to decline dramatically.
Ask yourself this, especially you guys who are in the market for a Scatpack or a Hellcat. If the prices were right, you could give a damn about what the interior of this cars look like. If you could get a Hellcat right now, why buy the Hellcat right now for $70-something thousand out the door? You would buy it. You would care less about how the interior look on that car. You'd be lying to yourself if you would say, I'm not buying that Hellcat. It's $70,000 out the door because the interior looks outdated. You'd be lying to yourself. So I'm just sick of people talking about, oh, I ain't buying a Hellcat because they just look the same in the inside. Bro, get out of here, bro. Especially the 300. This car is totally different in the inside than the Chargers and the Challengers. I wouldn't say it's better. I'm just saying it's different. And it just kills me how you see every review, everybody that's either not a Mopar person or who's doing a review, their number one gripe is the fact that the interior of these cars are outdated. And that's the reason why they're not buying it. That's not the reason why people are not buying these cars. The reason they're not buying the cars is because they're overpriced. That is the main reason why these cars aren't selling. Because you can ask anybody that's a true Mopar enthusiast or a true muscle car fan, if these cars were priced right, I would not have dealership videos to make because it wouldn't be any cars on the lot to sell. I don't care what nobody says. I'm tired of people knocking the interior of these cars. And I have to admit, I did have a problem with the fact that Dodge didn't really do any updates to the interior of this car. They've been the same since like 2012 for the most part, or I'll say 2015. I felt like they could have done something different, but that is not the reason why I wouldn't buy one. Because if a Hellcat was priced right, I would have one. I would definitely have a Hellcat. I think a lot of people just like to complain. They just want something bad to say about Mopar, especially the Hellcats and Scatpacks, because they're so popular and there's a lot of negativity behind them. But it kills me when I keep hearing people talking about, man, they ain't changed the interior of those cars since such and such time. Yeah, that may be true, but dude, that's not the reason why you didn't buy this car. The reason why you didn't buy the car is because it costs too much. Bottom line. So they need to kill that whole narrative about, oh, I wouldn't buy me a Hellcat because the interior is old looking. That's not true. In the past, to get something better that has the same horsepower as a Hellcat, same horsepower as a Scatpack, you will have to pay triple. Now, yes, they're charging the same thing you would pay for an AMG Mercedes or like an M8 BMW. They charging the same price for one of them now for Hellcats. So I can understand why somebody would rather go get a Benz or a BMW to get a more modern, up-to-date interior. And when you're spending that kind of money and not buy a Hellcat. All this capping, and like we say in DC, all this welling, saying that you wouldn't buy a Hellcat because the interior is old. That's bull crap. But I just thought that was pretty interesting, guys, because every review I see, because Doug DeMuro just did a review on a 300C, and for the most part, it was a pretty decent review. Everything he said was facts, but it always goes back to, oh, the car is outdated, the car, you know, the interior, this is old. Bruh, the average person wouldn't. Every person that's gotten inside of this car loved it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been around one person that looked inside of this car or looked at this car in general and had something negative to say. It's always these so-called car geniuses that always got something negative to say about either the Hellcats or the Chrysler 300. And a lot of people, I think, just be on the bandwagon. A lot of people don't even have their own mindset. They just go with what everybody else saying. Because at the end of the day, man, when you get in one of these cars and you get the feeling that power, everything else that's inside of this car go away. I can only imagine if you got a Hellcat, when you get inside your Hellcat, the last thing you thinking is, oh, my interior is old. Man, you think about that 717 or whatever it is, 707, 797, 807, whatever horsepower you may have, that's what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about the interior. And the new Mustang is nice. I like the interior of the new Mustang. I think it looks really cool. A lot of people don't like it because people like the old retro look of muscle cars. A lot of people don't like the new technology, the new gadgety stuff when it comes to these muscle cars. So I think Dodge figured that out, and that's why they never changed anything. You know, for the most part, people are buying these cars for how the outside of the car looks and the horsepower. Because the exterior and the exterior of the 300 and the exterior of the Hellcats and Scatpacks, the wide bodies, narrow bodies, all look good to me. And I think they're timeless. So leave your comments, guys. How do you feel about the interior of your car? Do you think the cars are mainly not selling because of the price or because they're outdated? Leave your comments. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Oh yeah. Let's get this quick cold start. Well, it ain't cold. Ha ha ha.